Welcome to Ghostly, the podcast that puts the paranormal on trial.
Every 2 weeks, I unearth a chilling ghost story, tracking down the legends, the eyewitness accounts, and the history behind a haunting.
And I, your friendly neighborhood skeptic, get to tag along to poke holes in her theories. My job is to find those logical explanations, the creaky floorboards behind the ghostly footsteps.
In the end, it's not up to us. It's up to you, our listener, to weigh the evidence.
Yeah, you decide. Is it a genuine haunting?
Or is it all entirely senseless talk?
But before we summon the spirits today, make sure to hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening. It's the best way to make sure that you never miss a new spooky tale.
As always, we are your hosts.
I'm Pat.
And I'm Rebecca. Now let's turn down the lights and see what's waiting for us in the shadows. Does Marilyn Monroe haunt this earth?
That is the question this week. Because we're doing weekly right now, right?
Yes, this is the final week of our month of Spookytober.
I was going to say,
Celebrity Ghosts.
I feel like we were just doing this like a week ago.
Yeah.
And then a week before that. And a week before that. It was like... Yeah, it feels like it feels like Groundhog Day a little bit.
A little bit. But it's been a fun month.
Absolutely.
And I think we've saved the best for last.
Yeah, make sure you go vote on these episodes. We're keeping all the votes open until this last episode is done. And once the next episode comes out, so in 2 weeks from the date this is released, you can vote on all these episodes, all these celebs.
Yes.
That's what I call them, celebs. All right, so we're going to talk about Marilyn Monroe today.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, she remains one of the most enduring and recognizable icons of the 20th century. Her life was a complex tapestry of immense talent, staggering fame, personal tragedy, and a profound struggle for respect.
And, you know, it's a ghostly episode, so it's said that Marilyn Monroe never truly left Hollywood. From her reflection in the Roosevelt Hotel's mirror to a pink mist rising from her grave, her spirit still drifts through Los Angeles, forever chasing the spotlight she once owned. In fact, when you look up celebrity ghosts, she's the hottest ghost in Hollywood.
Oh, is she? Yeah. So I was going to say, you know, every year on Halloween, somebody dresses up as Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, at least one person.
Even to this day. You know,
yes, and everyone knows who she is.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I assume the youngs do. I guess I don't know. But
I think it's youngins.
The youngins.
Yeah, the youngins.
Yeah.
The young folk.
The young folk.
That's what they're called today, the young folk. All right. So, do you have a chilling ghost story to set the mood?
I do. It's a short one, but... hopefully it'll
short
get
but sweet.
Short but sweet. Short but spooky.
It's time for a spooky tale from Rebecca.
The first time I saw her, it was in a mirror. I was staying at the Roosevelt. Not in her suite. Those rooms are booked months out, but in one across the hall. I'd been up late, scrolling through photos of Marilyn's old bungalow, reading about her final night. And then I looked up, just for a second, and I saw her. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking through me. Her expression was soft, almost wistful, like she was checking to see if her reflection still matched the woman the world expected her to be. And then she was gone. I told myself it was exhaustion, hotel lighting. Maybe it was nothing. Or maybe, just maybe, Marilyn Monroe isn't gone at all. She's just waiting for her final close-up.
All right. So how much of this is based on fact?
So this is a fictionalized version of a story that was told by somebody.
Okay.
So we'll definitely get to it.
And what is our name that we say for ghosts that keep popping up? Residual ghosts? That it's like a movie that keeps playing?
Yeah, that they're like kind of they go through the motions.
So this seems like it would be one, right?
I think it could be. It's really hard to tell with this.
Yeah.
But I think I would say possibly.
So on Ghostly X, we always ask the question then, is a residual ghost really a ghost, or is it just like a movie being played over and over again? To me, like the idea of a ghost would have to be some substance behind it, right? That like that person is there, and they're intelligent. That's the next kind, intelligent ghost,
I mean, I don't ask this question because I think that they're ghosts. It's just a different kind of ghost.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's just different kinds.
Okay, all right.
It's a spooky presence.
Well,
That's where I'm going with it.
Let us know. And at the end of this, we're going to give you the phone number that you can call Ghostly on. So stay tuned and listen to that. So you can just call us and tell us things or text us your votes.
Mm-hmm.
It's all going to be fun. And if you say something that we like, we might just play it on the episode. Might as well.
Might as well.
You could leave us a voicemail. I never pick up the phone, just so you know. Don't be scared that you're going to get me, and I just don't always know that it is that phone. So if I ever do accidentally, it's just because of that. All right. So you ready to get into some pet facts?
Pet facts.
Pets. Facts. From a skeptic point of view. Pets. Facts. He presents it all to you. Pets. Facts. Facts.
So we all know that Marilyn Monroe was born Norma Jean, right? Mm-hmm. Her last name was Mortensen. She was born on June 1st, 1926. She was a Gemini, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That totally tracks.
Yeah, it totally tracks. Yeah. Hey, wait. I'm a Gemini. What are you saying?
I mean, you've got a couple names you go by, right?
I don't go by Marilyn Monroe.
No, but you have Patrick Harrington, and you have
Patrick Michael O'Shaughnessy McGillicuddy Deuteronomy Harrington.
Yep.
All right. So she was born on June 1st, 1926 in L.A. So her mother, Gladys Baker, struggled with mental health and was financially unstable. It was leading to like a fractured childhood for poor Norma Jean.
Yeah, I think, not a great childhood. I didn't realize that she was born in LA. Like oftentimes when I think of Marilyn Monroe, it's like, oh, she was born
in Virginia or something.
The Midwest or something. And she made her way out to California. Like, nope.
No, she was born to be a star.
She was definitely born to be a star.
She spent most of her youth in a series of foster homes.
Oh, wow. Like, that's pretty extreme. Like, I didn't realize, her mom was that disturbed. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a time, she was in an orphanage, too.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. I think of Annie then,
Yes.
This instability fueled a lifelong search for love, stability, and validation. Makes sense now, right?
Absolutely.
To escape this life and avoid returning to an orphanage system, she married her 21-year-old neighbor, James Doherty, just after her 16th birthday.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, they married young in those days, too.
Well, I mean, you marry young when, again, your other choice is an orphanage or the system. You want something. Yeah.
So let's talk about her transformation, how she became Marilyn Monroe then. Like the birth of Marilyn Monroe, let's call it. Her transformation began during World War II. As a lot of stuff happened during World War II, it seemed. I think Hollywood was completely changed during that time,
Definitely.
too. Her husband was serving in the Merchant Marines. Norma Jean worked in a munitions factory. Mm-hmm. In 1945, a photographer named David Conover arrived to take morale-boosting photos of female workers for Yank magazine.
Well, Yankees, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what it was for.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Her photogenic quality was immediately apparent.
Okay.
This led to a successful modeling career. On the advice of an agent, she dyed her brunette hair platinum blonde and began using her mother's maiden name, Monroe. She chose the first name Marilyn, and a new identity was born.
Okay.
So after divorcing Doherty, then,
because like, I'm out.
because I mean, she just married him for stability, right? She just wanted someone to come home to, and he wasn't even there then because he was in the Merchant Marines.
Right.
Marilyn Monroe signed her first film contract with 20th Century Fox in 1946.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. Her early years were filled with small, often uncredited roles. However, her magnetic screen presence was undeniable. So her career gained serious traction with 2 acclaimed supporting roles in 1950. The Asphalt Jungle, a small but pivotal role in John Huston's film noir.
Oh, I have not heard of that one.
Yeah, and I didn't know she did a lot of film noir as well. And then All About Eve. She held her own as a young, aspiring actress alongside Betty Davis.
Yeah, that one I've definitely heard of and seen.
But this is the second time Betty Davis has come up.
Yeah.
We should look in to see if her ghost is still lingering. By 1953, she was a certified superstar then, starring in a string of massive hits that cemented her blonde bombshell persona. So we have Niagara, a dramatic role that showcased her as a seductive femme fatale. And then we have Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, where that's I think the only one that I watched of these so far.
Yeah.
Paired with Jane Russell, her performance of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend became legendary.
And for those of us that grew up in the 80s,
yes.
Madonna did
Material
Girl, one of my favorites, and her
which is
video is basically her redoing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How to Marry a Millionaire, too. A comedy hit that solidified her box office power.
Wow. I mean, now just to take a step back for a second, too. So she signed her first film contract. She got her picture taken in 45, signed a contract in 46. And then it wasn't until 1950, though, that she had these 2 acclaimed roles.
Yeah.
And then 53. Sometimes we think even someone like her, she just shot to stardom. It still took
8 years.
8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking the opposite. I was not even 10 years into the business and she's already a superstar.
Yeah.
But I mean, it really depends on the person.
Well, for women too, it's when you're young is when you're gonna get roles. And
what's that Tina Fey sketch?
Yeah.
I forget the name of it.
I remember the name of it. We are not allowed to say that on
we're
Ghostly.
not. Okay.
No, we are not. But
I did not know it was.
If you look up Tina Fey aging actress, it's a funny sketch.
Yeah. But don't look it up unless you are over the age of 18.
Yes.
Or with parental consent.
Exactly.
So perhaps her most famous image comes from 1955, The 7-Year Itch, which features the iconic scene of her white dress blowing up as she stands over a subway grate. I hear that scene took a long time to film.
Oh.
And that she was getting very upset during it because it was very cold.
I'm sure.
And I think she caught a cold after that too.
Oh, wow.
I know that there's a story behind it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Despite her global fame, Monroe was deeply unhappy with the dumb blonde roles that she was given and restrictive studio systems contract that paid her far less than her co-stars.
Oh, yeah.
She yearned to be taken seriously as an actress.
Yeah, back then you didn't make a contract for each movie.
Yeah.
They signed you to this extended contract.
Yeah.
And then that didn't matter how famous you got.
Yeah, I was watching a really funny Steve Carell skit where he was signing a contract and he was really upset because he saw the poster and he's like, "Wait, you didn't read my contract, did you?" And it states in his contract that his head must be 20% larger than anybody's head in the thing.
That's awesome.
I know that was really funny. All right, in 1955, she took a radical step. She broke her contract and moved to New York City.
New York City?
To study method acting at the prestigious Actors Studio under Lee Strasberg.
Okay.
She also founded her own production company, so going with Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe Productions, MMP, giving her unprecedented control over her career now. This bold move paid off. Her subsequent films showed a new depth. She had Bus Stop in 1956. This earned her critical acclaim and a Golden Globe nomination for playing a flawed, vulnerable saloon singer.
Oh, wow. I didn't know she was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Yeah, absolutely. Some Like It Hot, probably the other one that I remember the most.
Yeah, this one I've seen. Yeah.
That was 1959, now considered one of the greatest comedies of all time. I don't know who considers it that, but somebody considers it that.
Yeah, it's really funny.
So this role showcased her brilliant comedic timing and won her a Golden Globe for Best Actress.
She won.
She won, yeah.
Did not know. That's awesome.
And then finally, The Misfits. And that wasn't the band, The Misfits. Her final completed film.
1961.
1961. Written by her then husband, playwright Arthur Miller. It was a demanding, dramatic role alongside Clark Gable and Montgomery Clift. So
wow, that makes me want to watch.
I've never heard of Montgomery.
I've heard his name. I don't remember what anything he's been in.
Of course, Clark Gable. He was huge.
And Arthur Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very famous playwright. And he was way older than her, but Yeah.
So I've been jumping around a little bit.
Yeah.
So now we need to come back, talk more about her personal life. So Monroe's personal life was tumultuous and intensely scrutinized by the press. So she got married to Joe DiMaggio in 1954. Her marriage to the revered baseball legend lasted only 9 months, though. The reserved DiMaggio was reportedly uncomfortable with her explosive fame and provocative public image. He
wanted
just a simple
like the
person.
woman at home. Yeah.
Although, the nation turned its lonely eyes to Joe DiMaggio. Arthur Miller, then, we already spoke of him, 1956 to 1961. Her marriage to the intellectual, and this was like the year that she divorced with Joe DiMaggio, she got married to Arthur Miller, too, and all in the same year. He was an intellectual playwright, and it was just for searching for stability and intellectual respect that she craved so much. They collaborated on The Misfits, but the strain of their relationship was evident in the script, and they divorced shortly after its release. So throughout her life, Monroe battled severe anxiety, depression, and growing dependency on prescription drugs. She was big into the barbiturates and amphetamines.
Kind of like Judy Garland. You know, it's like you got to have the uppers and the downers.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between her and Judy Garland, actually. So she did this to manage her insomnia and insecurities, not at all to get high,
Yeah, well, it kind of like it starts as that, and then it just
and
becomes
then you
a
stop
dependency.
getting high,
Yeah.
So her final years, 1962, Monroe's personal struggles were taking a heavy toll on her. Her erratic behavior and chronic lateness on the set of her final unfinished film, Something's Gotta Give, led her to being fired by the 20th Century Fox, though she was talking about coming back, and they were willing to, rehire her because she's Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
But in May of 1962, she gave one of her last and most memorable public appearances, singing a sultry "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" to JFK. At Madison Square Garden. I don't really talk about her history with JFK.
I mean, it's one of those things where there's a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
But also not really all that speculative.
I mean, we know that there was a relationship of some kind there.
Yes.
So,
but that's all we'll say.
Yeah. I don't want to get the Kennedys mad at me.
Yes.
So, yeah. On August 5th, 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead in her Los Angeles home at the age of 36. Elton said it, that she was found in the nude. So the official cause of death was ruled a probable suicide due to acute barbiturate overdose. And the circumstances surrounding her death, however, remain a subject of intense speculation and conspiracy theories to this day.
Now, I did read a few interviews with like her lawyer and some of those people. And, I'm like, I don't buy the conspiracy theories for her death at all. Like, and they can tell, like, when you say acute overdose, like that means there was a lot of pills taken at one time. Like, they can tell that in your stomach. Like, it's not, I mean, I suppose someone could have forced her to take them or something, but like everybody was super worried about her that night. Her friends were trying to get her to come out. They called her housekeeper to like keep a watch on her. I mean, you don't want to blame anybody, but like she obviously didn't do a great job of that, but whatever.
So it's the housekeeper's fault?
No, it's not the housekeeper's fault.
So I would say one thing, though, that sometimes when people take these kind of pills, they get so high they don't realize that they just took it.
Oh, that's true.
So sometimes they take more and then they don't realize that they took those. So they end up getting so high that they end up accidentally.
So that's by
killing themselves.
probable suicide. You could never say for sure unless someone witnessed her do it.
I mean,
or
basically,
something.
it's a note. They were looking for a note, and they didn't get one.
Right.
So, and that is another reason why the conspiracy theories and stuff like that too. Which, I mean, so then her boyfriend JFK dies in 1963, the next year. Through definitely not an accident.
No.
So, I mean, there is reason for conspiracy.
I mean, we're going to talk, I'll talk a little bit more about it too coming up.
So Marilyn Monroe's legacy transcends her film career. She remains a global symbol of beauty, glamour, and pop culture. Beyond the icon, however, was a complex and intelligent woman, a talented performer, and a pioneer who challenged the Hollywood studio system. Her life story, a blend of spectacular success and profound tragedy, continues to fascinate audiences and creators more than 60 years after her death.
Wow, 60 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she wasn't alive in either of our lifetimes.
Yeah, I would have liked to known her.
Yeah, right.
But I was just not born.
Yeah.
She was like a candle in the wind, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what some people say.
That's what some people say.
Yeah.
Similar to Diana, Princess Diana.
Yeah. But she was something else. She was she was the something Rose or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. He had another name for her in that song. We're talking about Elton John's songs here, and there was another name for her.
Yeah.
I forget what it was.
But they're good songs.
Yeah, they are.
So I did want to just do a little shout out to some of these conspiracies a little bit. And the specific one I want to mention is UFOs. So here's what I'll say is the speculation is that she kept a diary where she because of her relationship with JFK, she recorded stuff. So UFO researchers in the 90s circulated a document dubbed the, quote, Marilyn Monroe UFO memo. And this was supposedly a CIA transcript. It referenced phone conversations suggesting Monroe knew about the government's cover-up of UFOs, including the supposed crash in New Mexico, known as Roswell. According to this theory, Monroe had been briefed about UFO secrets during her time with JFK. So again, that, that somehow she got these materials and, had written down information. The memo that they put out implies that she was threatening to hold a press conference to tell everybody what she knew about the affair and about the government hiding, extraterrestrial life. Skeptics, of course, will say that's a hoax, pointing to formatting inconsistencies and lack of verifiable sourcing. But for those ufologists out there, it's a really tantalizing, connection because that's a conspiracy, right? A reason that someone would have had to kill her is that it wasn't just her JFK connection, but specifically then her secret knowledge that she got from her JFK connection.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because if you think about it, JFK at the time, he was so popular and he had such the face of the good boy that,
perfect family, all that.
Exactly. And if it came out that he was having an affair with Marilyn Monroe, I don't
know if that would have mattered that much.
I think it would have.
I mean, I guess I'm living in today's world where I don't know that would matter that much, but I don't know. I guess I just here's what I would say that I could believe is that maybe there was some pressure on her, and that was part of the reason she was stressed and upset and taking pills and all of that. So indirectly, you know what I mean? Not necessarily someone came in and held a gun to her head and made her take them, but that she just knew that she couldn't be with this person and that, he probably dumped her and, and all the things that she felt pressure on.
Yeah. But. Well, I mean, I just want to say one last thing before we go. Conspiracy theories are fun to think about, but don't let them consume you.
Yes.
That's when real problems happen is when you get consumed and you start doing stuff about these ideas that you have.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah. So fine. think about it, have fun going down that rabbit hole, but remember that rabbit hole is not reality.
Right.
It's just in your mind. So, all right.
Are you talking directly to Jack? Is that?
I'm talking to you, Rebecca. You and your conspiracy theories about the Gilmore Girls. Anyways, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll have a debate after words from our sponsors. All right, Rebecca, it's time for a debate.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to start with the one that the story was based on today.
Okay.
So the Roosevelt Hotel is like a super famous Hollywood hotel. There are other stories of celebrity ghosts there.
Okay.
But it is kind of like the big one when it comes to Marilyn Monroe ghost sightings.
Mm-hmm.
So as Marilyn went from starlet to star, she often stayed in the second floor cabana of the Roosevelt overlooking the pool. The hotel provided Marilyn with a tall, dark, wood-framed, full-length mirror in her room.
Okay.
After her death, the mirror was moved to the manager's office. A hotel maid...
So was this a mirror that you could see what's going to happen to you at the end of your life? Or
No, it's just a mirror.
This isn't like Harry Potter mirror?
This is just a mirror.
Are you sure Dumbledore had nothing to do with this mirror?
Yes.
Okay.
One day a hotel maid was dusting the mirror and saw the reflection of a sad-looking blonde. The maid turned to ask if she could help, but there was no one there. I think, they said I'm sorry. In my notes, it was moved to the manager's office. I'm sorry. It was still in the room for a while.
Okay.
And that's when that happened. It was suite 1200.
Okay.
And other guests reported to see her. And it was so much that they moved it first to the manager's office. And then now it's in the lobby.
Okay.
I think it's still in the lobby. There's a lot of videos of people investigating who have seen the mirror. So I can't guarantee that it still is, but it was for a while.
And then there seems to be some microclimates around it.
And then there's a cold spot. Oh, this is also in the ballroom. But let's talk about the mirror sighting real quick. What do you think about it?
You got to do the whole thing.
The whole thing. Okay. So staff and psychics will also feel cold spots and hear footsteps in the Blossom Ballroom in the hotel, where she's said to kind of go through the space.
And that's where the mirror's at then?
No. So these are different.
Oh, so you're sneaking in.
I am sneaking in.
You're layering different things.
Yes.
Okay, so as far as the mirror goes, if this is a reported thing, then you would think someone would take pictures and videos and stuff like that, and we would have absolute proof of this. And sadly, we don't, because there is still speculation if ghosts are real. So I'm going to say I have not seen a picture of this. I have not heard anything. You didn't present me a picture.
I could not find one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has been able to catch a photo of her in the mirror.
And then it seems like once the mirror moved, that it was more just the cold spots. That's the other thing.
That's in a ballroom, yeah.
So finally it moved to the lobby and no one sees themselves or nobody sees her anymore.
No, I mean, supposedly people will still see it, but the only solid one that I found was the maid the one time.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say this. This goes for all this evidence too. You should keep this in mind. Marilyn Monroe is one of the most famous names in the world. Everybody knows about her. As I said, people are still her for Halloween that couldn't have possibly known about her because they never saw her work or anything like that. She's iconic. Because of that, people want to feel close. They want to have an experience with her. What a tale to tell. And I'm not saying that they're purposely lying. I'm just saying that they really want this closeness. They really want to feel as if they have a Marilyn moment. So it's hard. It's going to be really, really hard to beat that. As far as to me, to beat through that, because it's so iconic. Now, if it was the maid that we're talking about, that she died and people are seeing her, that's a totally different story. And although I don't believe them, it is easier for me to fall into believing that versus falling into believing that this mega superstar is being seen over and over and over again. So, and also, too, it could be a psychological thing, too, right? There's people that claim that they are Benjamin Franklin. There's people that claim that they are other people, and they go to the insane asylums. Well, who knows? This is
what's happening here, though.
You don't know that. That is it at its crescendo, right? It's like, that is it when people are like, man, you got to go into the hospital. What about if it's little things that start that process down the road? This could be one of those.
All right. You're treading in some different territory
well,
there.
Well, I'm going to say that the mirror reflection is just people wanting to be close to Marilyn. So I'm going to say I do not believe that at all to be true.
All right. For me, here's what I think for this one. I think it's possible that shortly after her death that this maid was dusting the mirror and maybe saw her. I think that's possible. I am not sure how much of that has happened since then. It's almost like, things kind of fade over time. I feel like maybe, shortly after her passing, her spirit was maybe still kind of lingering there. But I think, after that, and especially after it got moved out of the room, I don't understand why she would still show up in the mirror. And I don't know. So for me, this is like a 6. Do I think there was maybe a sighting? Yes. I'm not sure though. If you went today to look how much you would see.
I mean, I do want to say too, that there are little things that tick these little flags, these little red flags that pop up for me. First of all, Marilyn Monroe. The idea of one of the most famous people of all times. It's like she's our Cleopatra, right? She is our version of that. So that automatically makes me think, I don't know about these stories, right? But then also now you have a hotel involved. And the hotel, and I'm not saying that this is 100% the reason, so you can combat this down all you want. It is one of many reasons, but also they have a vested interest in this too. Just like as you are going to talk about the staff and psychics too, the staff and psychics have a vested interest in this. To say this, it sells, right? People want Marilyn. They want that. They're willing to pay for that fun. For that.
I mean, that's true. But that doesn't necessarily but you could also argue that someone with that much life and that much energy and that much staying power, I mean, if anyone's going to come back, it could be that.
I would argue that if she took her own life, like you're saying, that she didn't have that much life, that she was giving up. And then why would she come back then, if she gave up on life?
I mean, I could see her still having unfinished business.
Well, then she should have finished her business.
Well, she didn't, though.
But I'm just talking about so there are enough red flag check marks here where the percentage of believability before I even hear the story goes significantly down. And then I hear the story and the story's all right, could it be? Well, there should be other stuff involved then. There should be pictures. There should be this and that. So it's the percentages just keep going down, down, down of how much I could possibly believe this. So I'm going to have to go 0 on this one.
All right. Well, let's move on to her home.
Okay. Home makes more sense, by the way.
Okay.
But it's still Maryland, so that's one red flag.
So this is in Brentwood.
Yes.
And I think you can, it's part of the bus tours. I'm sure you can go around. So it's on 5th Helena Drive.
Okay.
And this is her final home. So This is where she died.
This is,
visitors say that they feel the sadness, right? Hear whispers, see a blonde figure by the pool. or garage, exactly where. There's some eerie photos. I saw the one by the pool. It's kind of like a hazy human-shaped glow. It's not, I don't know. I didn't find it the most convincing, so I didn't even send it compelling. So I didn't send it to you. But current residents, including influencer Jasmine Chiswell, describe hearing footsteps, voices, and feeling like they were hugged by invisible arms. So I focus a little bit, I think, in my mind with this person whose name is attached to what she has experienced at the house. So footsteps and voices.
Her name is Bot. And this is like one of those ways where she gets more by us saying her name. Then people look her up, people like her. She benefits from it, even if it's true or not true.
Sometimes. I mean, some people will. Sometimes you lose credibility. A lot of more people lose money and lose credibility.
Not in today's day and age.
It depends.
Especially when we're talking about like a field like this. Like if you're talking about in business, if John, the guy that has the corner office, sees ghost, then you're going to be talking stuff about him. But if an influencer says that it's playful enough where people, and the giant hug, it's like, it's playful enough where people are going to not judge her poorly for that. Like they would, what did I say? Steve, the guy with the corner office, or I don't remember the name of whatever his name was. Anyways, so since the photo is kind of hazy, you said, and it's not the most compelling, I'm going to say that this is one of those things that people are at her house. They know it's her house. You don't buy this house without knowing it was Marilyn Monroe's house, and you don't buy it not knowing that Marilyn Monroe died there. I'm going to say that adds to like a psychological thing where people want that, and they somehow manifest it in their own minds. So I don't think it's true at all. I'm going to give it a 0.
All right. This one, I'm going to give another 6. I mean, Again, we've got someone talking about it. It makes sense because it's where she died.
Are you going to do 3 6s in a row for Halloween?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Oh, did I say 0? 0.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's move on to the next one, which is the Hippodrome.
Okay.
I didn't know what a hippodrome was, but it's basically a
fancy.
Looks
like a hippo?
No, it's a fancy carousel, enclosed carousel.
Oh yeah. Okay, I've actually heard this term in reference to that too.
I had never heard it before.
Yes,
it's on the Santa Monica Pier, and it's another.
Is the Santa Monica Pier in Santa Monica Boulevard?
I don't know if they're on the boulevard, but it's in the town of Santa Monica, I would imagine.
Right,
I don't know how connected. Yeah, that's a good question. And supposedly she haunts this area. She did spend some time there during a photo shoot on the beach and would occasionally visit the carousel in disguise to watch the families enjoy their day. So legend says that if you visit the Hippodrome late at night and watch the mirrors, another mirror one, on the carousel, you will catch a glimpse of Monroe sitting in her favorite bench near the gift stand.
Okay, well, if we know the formula, why don't we have these pictures then?
It's not always easy to capture that.
Okay, but why don't we bring the scientists there, and then they could easily just see Marilyn?
Well, I think at this point, we are not at a place where our science can capture any of this evidence in a way that is convincing to people that aren't believers.
Yeah, but if the scientists all came together and they're like, yes, we've all gone to this hippodrome and we saw Marilyn, so we know that she's there, we just can't capture her on that, I would believe it. If all the scientists,
I think that it's just not where they give their time.
Give me 5 to 10 real scientists that also find things not haunted, and I might be willing to believe it.
All right. Well, there are some researchers out there that don't always find things, so maybe
there's a fine line. I want them to have some kind of. I say this, but I don't have one. I want them to have some kind of degree in some kind of science for that. Although I want to be taken as credible, though. So
I see. I see. So how much for this one?
This one's going to be a 0 too.
Okay.
Sorry, Marilyn.
I love this one. What a super fun legend. So I'm just going to give it a 7 because it's super fun.
Out of want to believe?
Yeah. Because I love
Okay.
this idea that like legend says if you
Right.
visit the hippodrome.
But let's say out of actual belief. Like, let's say actually believe that this happens. What would your score be? Not out of desire or want for this to be real.
I mean, okay, maybe a 5, right? Because it's like, could be true, could not be true.
Okay.
Right?
So your 5 is my 0, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Next is Westwood Village Memorial Park.
Okay.
So this is where her crypt is.
Okay.
So her marble crypt is one of the most visited places in LA. Lipstick kisses all over it.
Okay.
Mourners have witnessed a delicate pink mist rising from the tomb, drifting like perfume smoke in sunlight. Others feel a gentle touch or hear soft crying. Paranormal investigators call this one of the purest manifestations of residual emotion, as though love and loss themselves are visible here. So it's not necessarily like her ghost, but
Okay.
it's like her essence, the emotions.
Okay. So I'm going to say residual emotion.
It's a new term for us.
It is a new term for us, but just going by your definition of it, I have not read anything about this kind of thing, but couldn't the idea of being at Marilyn's crypt give you some emotion? Like give you the feels?
I would hope so.
Okay, but that's got nothing to do with a ghost, though. That is just that you are in a vicinity of where her body is.
Well, it's the manifestations of that, though, right? The pink mist.
Okay, but
the
I was just
perfume.
going about the residual emotion.
Well, I mean, I think they're saying the residual motion is the
causing this.
manifestations.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So the pink mist, and it's interesting how you said the sunlight. So I was hoping that this was more at like nighttime, where I couldn't explain it as well, but the sun can play tricks on people like that. In certain locations, given certain circumstances, there are times when the sun can reflect off and give like a kind of appearance like this. So that seems logical to me. So this seems illogical to me to believe the evidence. So I'm going to go with logic then.
Okay.
And I'm going to say 0 for this one.
Well,
and their residual emotion.
There you go. Yeah, you know what? For me, I'm going to give this one a 6. Like, I've definitely heard enough stories.
So you do have
about-
3 6s.
I do, have
just
3
not in a
6s,
row.
Not in a row.
Okay.
Because we've heard enough stories of things in graveyards. You yourself have experienced something in a graveyard, so
That could be attributed to a
it's
lot of different
definitely possible.
Okay.
All right. Last one, and
All
this
right.
one's my favorite.
Okay.
I think this one's super interesting.
Mhm.
So there was so even like in our current century, right? So in the
Yes.
2000s,
In the year 2000.
Monroe seems unwilling to leave the spotlight. So actress Ana de Armas, who portrayed Marilyn Monroe in Netflix's Blonde, which I did not watch.
I did watch that. That was
Okay.
really good.
Yeah. And here's the thing. She claimed, the actress, that the production felt like a seance. They filmed in her real apartment and even in the bedroom where she died. De Armas and the crew reported objects flying off walls and sudden surges of cold air whenever a scene portrayed Monroe's pain unfairly. This is a quote, direct quote from De Armas. She was with us, sometimes happy, sometimes angry. And a lot of people, like when they, like reviewers, when they reviewed the performance, were like, she really like feels like she's inhabiting the spirit of Marilyn Monroe, not just like she's an actress portraying her. So like it was definitely like the set felt like it was haunted, and including by the actress who portrayed her.
Yeah, and I would say if you're going to portray somebody as famous as Marilyn Monroe to the height that you probably should, you should feel that way, right? You should feel like you embody some of her. So I get that and I respect that, but I don't think that has anything to do with a haunting. I believe that is just, being around her stuff, being immersed into her culture and her life in such a way that not many people have been. So that to me would give good reason to feel that way.
What about the objects?
Yeah.
and
I'm
cold air?
going to get there too. So the objects and the cold air both can be attributed to when you're filming a movie. There is a lot of cast. There's a lot of cameras. There's a lot of objects that they bring in this little apartment. I'm sure that it's not used to having that many people there. I'm sure that not many people come through there. This probably is the first time that they ever filmed in this location. Hence being that all these people make a lot of commotion, make a lot of motion, maybe even too. They might shake the ground. That can make this stuff happen like that. Also too, their equipment might swing and hit something, and they're not going to tell Armaz, no, that's not, because that gives her the feels. She has a great performance then. And she did have a really good performance. I really like that performance of Marilyn. So I'm going to say that this is an unusual circumstance, and that unusual circumstance added to the reason why things can happen.
I'm going to give this one an 8.
An 8?
This one is the most believable.
This is the holy grail of Marilyn Monroe evidence.
This is what I'm saying. I mean, because you do have multiple people witnessing paranormal activity and reporting it. I mean, not just the actress, but others involved in the production. They're really invading Marilyn's space, and it would make sense if her spirit's going to be bothered. This is going to be the place where it's going to be the most bothered.
Or maybe it would be bothered the most on a podcast that's recording an episode about her ghost.
Ooh.
So we need to talk for a second privately, so Marilyn does not hear us. And so you can listen to our sponsors during this, and when we return, we'll give you the overall rating and then the closing arguments and all the rest of the aftermath. All right. So what would be your overall rating for all of the evidence?
I'm going to go with 7.
7.
Yep.
Okay.
I had some 6s. I had an 8 and I had a 7.
You did have a 7.
So I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
How about for you?
I'm going to go 0 because I've had nothing but zeros on this one. So that brings us to the closing arguments. So this is our last chance to convince you to vote our way, assuming that you're going to go vote right now or shortly thereafter after you think about it. We are each given 1 minute of uninterrupted time. We will time each other on the Ghostly Studio timer to keep everyone in the world honest at one moment. Rebecca, are you ready to do this?
Yes.
All right. I have to put 1 minute on the clock. Done. And here we go. It's going to take a second. Power went out, so it's going to take a second.
Here we go.
And
all right. So I think that Marilyn's ghost can haunt us. It is tricky because she is so famous, and, I'm sure that there are plenty of sightings, just like I kind of mentioned with John Lennon, that, there are a lot of people are like, Marilyn came to me in a dream. Oh, she was, in my room, whatever. And I'm not, I don't know that those are it, but I do think that the sighting in the mirror makes sense at a place where she spent a lot of time. I do think her home certainly probably has some activity, and it makes sense that when they were filming, and especially filming in her places, and this was such a raw portrayal, and when she had an issue with how things were portrayed, that she came forward.
All right, you had a little bit of time left. But we're still going to go through the beeps there.
There you go.
So I am ready. It's going to take a couple seconds for the countdown to warm up, though.
There we go.
That
here
power
it is.
going out. All right. As I said, I just think this has to do with having one of the most famous names in the world that it is a psychological thing that we want to have an experience with. We want to be close to. We've heard so much about her. We've seen her in her movies. We've seen her with her dress flying up. We want to have some kind of connection with this person. So therefore we make her a ghost, but she's not. She's passed on. So that is all I got to say about that.
Wow, you had a lot of time left.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, that's how I roll. So you got a ghost story, Rebecca, that you're dying to share? You know what you can do?
You can call.
Yeah, you can call because Ghostly has an official phone line. You can call or text us with your spooky encounters. And if you leave a voicemail, you might hear it on the show. You can also just call to say, hey, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not that way. I don't know. Or make your voice just heard in our latest polls. Here's how to vote if you want to use this to vote. But again, you can call for any reason. You can call to wish us a happy 7-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca, congratulations. We made it 7 years in the business.
Crazy.
Yeah, in the podcast world.
Yeah.
Ghostly has had our name stamped on it from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's what you do. If you want to use this as a voting mechanism, all you need to do is text the episode title or the number or whatever. If you say this week's episode or whatever you want to say, just some way that we know which episode you're talking about. And then, yes, if you're a believer, no, if you're a skeptic, then give it a haunting score from 1 to 10. Anything in that realm, your opinion matters to us. Let us know what you think. And here is that phone number. It's 312-869-9929.
312-869-9929.
That's 312-869-9929.
All right. Oh, you want me to say it again?
Yeah.
312-869-9929.
We can't say 312-869-9929 enough. Because
see.
Bob has not been calling in, so we need somebody to give us
more
something.
Calls.
We need to be able to put something in here. Okay, so this is the spot where we would usually do shout-outs on Ghostly. There are 2 ways to get a shout-out on Ghostly. The first way is to leave us a review on Apple Podcast. We have not had a review in a couple months, so that's fine, but we would love to have them. You can rate us any which way you like. I would, of course, love to see that 5-star review that we totally satisfied your urge to listen. But if it's a 4, that's fine too. The second way is to become a member on Patreon. Just go to ghostlypodcast.com and click on Patreon. In the menu bar itself, we have a tab that says Patreon. We have a few different tiers to choose from, all different prices, but very affordable.
Absolutely. And you can get ad-free episodes.
Yes.
You can get episodes a little early. There's a lot
Yes.
of Ghostly X on, so more new episodes you've never listened to. So definitely go check out Patreon.
Yes, and we're going to be scheduling an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, or Ask Us Anything, but it usually just turns into a hangout. So we're going to be scheduling a hangout soon with everybody in the months to come. So get involved, pledge the amount, and come hang out with us. Tell us your spooky stories in person. Why not?
Yeah, we love it. We love to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just was thinking this episode's a little long.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna wait.
Save it.
We're gonna
Okay.
save our letter until we get, we're gonna get back to our regular Ghostly schedule here
Yes.
coming up, and there's a lot to contemplate with these celebrities. So, but we do want to hear your stories. So you can send them to us at info@ghostlypodcast.com. You can use the contact us form on ghostlypodcast.com.
Yeah.
They can call us.
Yeah.
As we just said.
Or you can actually send it in the physical mail, like this last letter that we received. That's P.O. Box number 264, Geneva, Illinois, 60134. You'll find that in the footer. By the way, that phone number will be in our show notes. Just go ahead and check the show notes. Don't let your friends miss out on the chills. Share Ghostly with them and help us grow this community of paranormal enthusiasts. Your support means the world to us. By the way, Rebecca, I just thought of something.
What's that?
What about in many, many, many years when we've passed, do you think anyone's going to do a celebrity ghost episode about us?
That would mean we were celebrities. So I don't know about
Well, we are
that.
Z-list celebrities, right?
Oh, maybe ZZ list. I'm not sure.
Triple Z? Yeah, so I mean, maybe.
But
Hey,
our voices will live on.
yeah. Yeah, I guess if we keep paying the bills, it will.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Shout out to our VIP producers who make this all possible. We have Andrew,
Alicia,
Becky,
Cindy,
Kevin,
Jessica,
Alice.
and Aaron.
Is it real? You be the judge. Share your verdict at ghostlypodcast.com poll section and let the debate continue. Subscribe to Ghostly now and get ready for more spine-tingling encounters with the unknown. Just remember, next week, we will not have an episode.
Yes.
Because we need a week to be able to decompress.
Well, it's
after
also
all of
Halloween
this.
next weekend, so we're going to be getting together with some of our favorite paranormal friends.
Yeah,
next
we're going to be
weekend.
doing
It's
a
gonna be a lot of fun.
paranormal meetup. I don't know if it's open to the public.
Yeah, so we won't share the
Yeah.
location, but it's going to be fun. And then, but then we'll be back with our next episode of Ghostly, talking about Sterling Hill Mine.
Yeah, so we're going to be starting like another mini series here.
Yeah,
I love that term, mini series. I
Yes.
used to like them when they were on TV. So this mini series is going to be about the mines over
like
on the
literally,
East
like
Coast.
in the ground mines.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's like a big history behind it. That's the reason why, and this is not political at all. But I just want to say that, some of those spots were Democrat, leaning Democrat, and switched to Republican, all because of these mines. Or they were Republican, switched to Democrat, switched back to Republican. It's insane. These mines have a lot to do with unions and stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting stuff. I can't wait to talk about it. It's got an elaborate history, and
It's also got a lot of spooky ghosts.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know Pat likes to talk all about the history,
Yeah.
but trust me, there's plenty of spooky ghosts. And by the way, if you're looking for a movie to watch for this
Yes.
spooky week, The Descent.
oh,
The Descent, if you haven't watched The Descent and you really want to be scared out of your wits, because it takes place in a mine,
whoa,
and the claustrophobia
In
is...
my mine?
No, mine.
My
M-I-N-E.
Is
Not
it mine?
mind.
is it mine?
No.
Do I own this mine?
No.
I'm just saying. Okay.
And so, this is a movie that scared me so much. There was a point where I screamed, but I felt I was still too scared. And so I made myself scream a second time so I could get it out.
Okay.
That was how scary this movie was. So
Wow.
definitely check it out. And but our next episode, so the next Ghostly about Sterling Hill Mine, comes out on November 12th.
Yeah.
November 12th.
And then November, we're going to be doing the mines. And then we're going to move on to something else. Actually, we're going to take December off. So just letting
Though
you guys
I may
know
have
now.
a little bit of a Christmas surprise.
A Christmas present?
Yep.
Wow. All right, everyone. Stay ghostly for Halloween.
Bye.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.